Good morning. Welcome to episode 74 of the Dumb Marks podcast. Things look a little different. We got a guest over on the side there. I know it's not Steve that you're normally used to seeing over here. So
the new best four-man booth.
We dropped him out this morning. He's actually having a little bit of technical difficulty, so he'll probably be joining us shortly. But everybody, want to introduce Sophia Vee. Welcome to the show. And why don't you give the listeners a little history about yourself?
What's up, everyone? I am Sophia, and I'm a Twitch streamer. I also have a podcast, which is non-wrestling related. It's about bridging the unknown. But I am a huge wrestling fan, and I sidecast wrestling on Twitch. I love WWE. You can even say I'm a WWE show. I just love WWE.
You'll get along with Jason.
Yes, we will.
And then every Tuesday, Sophia and I host Twitter Spaces to talk about just all the random topics in wrestling. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern on Twitter. Usually Sophia kicks it off, and we just let you guys, all the wrestling fans, discuss, what's going on in the world of wrestling. So I guess the first question is, how did you get started doing Twitch and the podcast? What came first, and how did this all get started for you?
So I started doing Twitch first, and then there was a journalist called Dr. Yvonne Ridley, and she was kidnapped by the Taliban, and I found her story really fascinating. She got kidnapped by the Taliban, and they said to her, "We'll let you go if you read the Quran." And then she ended up reading it and converted to Islam. And it was very different to your normal story. She was like, they treated me really nicely. I never had an issue with them. And she came back to the UK. They made a movie about her with Keira Knightley called Official Secrets. She exposed the US government and the UK for spying on United Nations. And I was like, I need to speak to her. I was so inspired by her story. And I was like, how can I speak to her? And so I was like, I'm going to make a podcast so I can speak to her. And she'll be my guest. And so I started my podcast just so I could have a conversation with Yvonne Ridley, because I was just so amazed by her story. And then when I started, I was like, well, I need to keep on bringing guests on. So I tried to bring people with really extraordinary stories, like being kidnapped by the Taliban or speaking to aliens, stuff that's really unknown. That's kind of the topic.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Very interesting.
So you do Twitch, you do the podcast. You do a lot on Twitch. You're almost on pretty much every day.
Yeah, I do 5 days a week on Twitch, except for if there's a pay-per-view, then I'll do that as well for wrestling. So I'll only do WWE. I'll do AEW pay-per-views. I don't watch their weekly programming, but I like their pay-per-views.
Okay. Similar to Jason. You guys have any questions?
So what is your stretch? What do you cover on Twitch? Just wrestling, or?
No. So general knowledge, what's going on in the world right now. On Monday, I do my podcast. I bring a guest on every week with an interesting background. And Tuesday, and so Monday and Friday. Monday is a podcast. Friday is wrestling. And then just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is just just chatting. Basically.
Oh, cool.
The most recent one I tuned in for was when you had Carol Baskins on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I recently had Carol Baskins from Tiger King on, and that was really cool. She, a lot of the misconceptions that people have about. I haven't watched Tiger King personally. It's not something I would watch, but I kind of understood the way society were portraying her, and then obviously to speak to her in person is completely different to what you may have assumed about her, what her mission is, why she does what she does. And, finding out that you can buy a tiger in America for $500. That's beyond. I thought only Saudi kings and princes from Dubai could buy, tigers. But in America, illegal breeders are selling tigers for $500. So people buy tigers, baby tigers, so they can take pictures for Instagram and Snapchat. And obviously the tiger grows really quick. So after 2 months, they throw them away because they get bigger and they can't look after them. And that's not illegal. And so that's what Carol Baskin is fighting for, to make it illegal to buy tigers in 4 states that don't have that illegal in America right now. When she first started her mission, there was only 5 states that had it illegal, and she has been fighting for 20 years, and slowly, her purpose is coming. Like, I don't know how many states there are in America, but like she started, it was 5 states that literally only had it illegal. And so she's been like reaching out to Congress all the time, and slowly each state is saying, okay, we're going to make it illegal, but still there's 4 states now that haven't and are refusing. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's insane. Like buying a baby tiger for $500, that's the same amount as like a PS5. It's insane. I had no idea. I thought it'd be like $100K or something.
You can get anything here.
Yeah, a white tiger as well. White tigers are so beautiful. It's mad.
You ever seen an alligator on a leash? You can get anything here.
That's definitely a Florida thing, I think. A lot of this is, I think. But, yeah, it is crazy. It's nothing that I would ever want to put the money up for. But...
All right.
Any other questions? All right, Sophie, the reason you're here, we got a lot of wrestling to talk about today. There was a lot of wrestling stuff this week on top of Elimination Chamber that's today. So you guys want to get into some wrestling talk?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Jump into it.
All right. All right, so as we're on right now, we are your pre-show for the Elimination Chamber because the WWE Kickoff show is going on right now. It's a little after 11 a.m. Eastern. Elimination Chamber goes live here in the States noon Eastern. So about 45 minutes from now, it'll be kicking off. So we're your pre-show. We're going to go over the matches for Elimination Chamber. We'll start with that today. And we'll just kind of get into it. You guys have any thoughts about Elimination Chamber before we get into the card? Anything that you want to talk about?
You know me with pay-per-views in between Rumble and Mania. Not needed.
I'm here just to enjoy it.
Not needed at all.
Watch you better than you expect. I guarantee.
That's what the last one was. The last one was good. Yeah.
I'm hoping for this one to be a little bit better since they're actually treating it like a pay-per-view instead of like a special live event.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get into it. Let's start off with we'll start off slow and then we'll work up to the Elimination Chamber matches themselves. So first match we'll talk about is Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Sophia, you want to kick us off?
Okay, so I think that Miz is gonna win. That's my prediction. Do you know what? I love Rey. I think he's dope, but I think that's what he's doing now. He's working to like establish his son before he retires. I don't know if I don't like, for me, it's like, I don't really care for Rey if he's not on the show. I don't miss anything. You know what I mean? In his prime, there was a difference when he was with Eddie, big difference to now. I like Miz on the mic. I think he's great. I think he has like radio quality. His voice, like he could be the voice of America. Like he's so good on the mic. But as a wrestler, he's good. You know what? Miz is underrated. He's actually underrated.
I agree. I'm a big Miz fan. Jason.
Same Miz fan. But I'm gonna go with Rey. I don't know why. Just for the pop, maybe. Like Miz, I mean, Rey can go. He can get off the show. He can be retired, do whatever. But I have him winning.
Okay.
Just because.
Donald.
As you know, as me, I don't watch Raw at all, so I didn't even know these two were even fighting. So I'm just going off of what I know, and I like the Miz better than Rey because I can't stand the Mysterios at all. So Miz all the way. That's how we go break it.
Very similar for me. I mean, I like Rey Mysterio. I think yeah, I liked him from back in the WCW days, but right now I'm not, really feeling this whole thing with him and Dominic as much. I think it's kind of hindering Dominic more than anything.
Mhm.
But I like the Miz. To me, he can do no wrong, so I'm going with the Miz for this. We got Miz wins with Maurice help. Okay. Do you think this is going to go anywhere? This is building up to anything for Mania with the Miz and Mysterios.
It
Right
shouldn't.
now,
Let it stop.
yeah,
Let it stop.
But they got nothing going on, so why not build it up?
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Maurice, she's so sexy, right? She doesn't fit in the Saudi Arabia setup at all. Like seeing her in, it's not Maurice then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like her attire
Yeah,
is very sexy. She wears really, like, that's her gimmick, is to be like this really sexy wife, MILF type of thing. And she doesn't fit in Saudi Arabia at all. If she does and she's wearing clothes,
Hey,
that's not Maurice. Do you know what I mean? What's up?
my flight to Saudi Arabia got delayed this morning, so I'm joining a little late. I apologize to our special guest today for having technical difficulties.
Get it out. Get it out.
I'm beyond pissed off right now. Okay, like it's been that type of day, that type of morning. It's one thing on top of the other right now. So, but I'm here. I made it. We're good. Ready to break down this pay-per-view, or I'm sorry, premium live event. I don't want to get that wrong. But
we're at match number 1, so
yeah, we're discussing Rey Mysterio and the Miz. So who do you got? We all went around the horn already.
Mysterio's not losing in Saudi Arabia. That's not going to happen. So Ray's going to win.
Okay.
Plus, the loss never hurts Miz ever.
Well, but I mean, Ray's one of those, as Donald hates them, legends that will be able to go over and do Saudi Arabia shows until he's 65 and get a win every time he goes over there. So that's why I'm going with Ray.
All right, next match. We're going to go with Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Sophie, you want to kick us off?
I think it's going to be interesting. Ronda has to have one. Is that right? It's going to be a one-arm match.
Yep, one arm tied behind her back. Yep.
That's going to be really interesting to watch. Do you know what I will say? Like, I watched SmackDown last night. I have never seen Ronda be happy on anything to do with wrestling. Yeah, she looks depressed. She looks like she doesn't want to be there. But her with Naomi yesterday was the first time I've ever seen her smile, and she looked really happy and comfortable. And it just makes so much sense, WWE pairing her with Naomi, because you can see like the chemistry that they have together. Like, she's so happy. I've never seen Ronda smile anytime in wrestling. She looks like she's there for money. But yesterday she looked like she was really having fun. And so it makes so much sense to pair them two. Who I would like Ronda to. I think Ronda might have it, but I know like Charlotte and the Flairs are big in Saudi, so they might give it to Charlotte just because she's the family's a favorite over there.
I'm going with Charlotte, and Naomi's taking the pin.
I'm going to go with Charlotte and Sonya for the win because it's just setting it up for Mania for Ronda to beat Charlotte. So I'm playing that card.
Steve,
I'm mark me down 2 for 2 for baby faces here. Even though Ronda, may be more of a tweener, but I'm going Ronda and Naomi to get the win with Sonya taking the pin. Does nothing to hurt Sonya at all, given her role currently on the show. Kudos to the production team from WWE from editing that horrible no-sell botch by Charlotte that got leaked out over the internet before the taping actually went live on air last night. Jay, you're over there with your face and she
Come on,
knows
you know it's camera magic. We've been to live events. You know they barely connect on half the stuff. It's camera magic.
That's Charlotte going into business for herself, just like she did with the title drop to Becky and no selling for Ronda. That's
It looked good yesterday.
That's because the camera fixed it. They edited it in post.
There you go. Camera cuts.
I'm giving them props for actually doing something right and editing it in post to make up for it. So, yeah, I don't see Ronda and Naomi losing. Sonya will eat the pin.
Okay. Got someone tuning in. Charlotte and Sonya wins. Naomi taps out to Charlotte. You can see that. Yeah. I'm going to go. I see Sonya taking the pin on this. I think Charlotte getting the win here, allows, it's kind of like that reverse thing that Ronda is going to win a Mania. So it's kind of like the playoff before.
You can have Sonya take the pin and then her and Charlotte get their heat back after the match is over, with beating them two up and then leaving Ronda and Naomi laying in the ring, to give them some of their heat back for losing the match itself. But this one's a coin flip, honestly. It can go either way.
All right. Next up, we got a Falls Count Anywhere match. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Sophia, go ahead and kick us off.
Yeah, I think Drew's got it. I don't understand Madcap Moss's purpose on WWE. I have not followed his career. Was he big in the Indies? Like, who is he?
So he was in NXT
with the look.
Yeah, he was in NXT for a while. Didn't really do too much in NXT whenever he was down there. Got moved up to the main roster, and they just kind of had him on ice for a while. Again, not doing nothing until they put him in this role in this bad dad joke gimmick, to be Happy Corbin's jester, so to speak. But yeah, to date, he really has. This is the most he's done since he's been with the company.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand his purpose. So I thought maybe he must have been big in the Indies and that's how he came up, but just doesn't make sense to me.
Me either.
Could have just been good friends with Corbin or something in NXT.
Yeah.
Wasn't he Mojo and Things guy? Mojo and tight end?
Gronk.
Yeah, Mojo and Gronk. Wasn't he their guy?
I think they were. I think they were friends with. I think he was friends with Mojo and Gronk.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, this is the most shine he's gotten since he's been in the company. So the look is there. The gimmick is the shits. It's doing him no favors.
I'm here for dad jokes 24/7. It's not crack pop. I'm going with Drew McIntyre.
No.
I'm going Drew.
Steve.
Drew's gonna win for sure. I will be interested to see with Falls Count Anywhere, given the fact that they're in Saudi, like, do they go into the crowd? Like, do they do anything at all? On the ramp, I guess the ramp stage area, but I don't see them going into the crowd and doing anything, given the fact that they're in Saudi.
I doubt that, but
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see the creativity that they come up with for the match. Given the parameters in that sense that they can't go into the crowd and do things and see how they work it. But I'm over Drew. You want to talk at somebody whose stock was super high 2 years ago and now it's in the toilet. The promo last night was terrible. He can't even get the bad writing over. Before he would be able to get it over, and now he's just like leaning way too much into the Uber babyface language, and it's just not working. Drew can. I need a hard reset on Drew for me to get reinvested in him.
Heel turn.
Possible. I don't know where they're going with Drew right now. But I see him winning.
Before you go, Chris, like if I don't know, we're breaking down the card here, right? And Sophia, I know you got Tuesday night. There was the Twitter Spaces talked about Cody and whatnot, but looking at Drew and how like strongly he was booked after he came back, got a push, and now he's doing this and where he's at, like you could look at that and make it a parallel comparison for if Cody does sign in WWE, what they could do with him, to where he gets a push, gets a title run, and then he's back to doing crap like this again, which makes no sense. So
Victor says Madcap wins with Corbin's interference. So that is potential too.
Yeah,
I mean, Corbin and Drew at Mania, like huge fall for Drew. After he was pegged to face Roman, right? After he was pegged to face Roman. So
all right. First title match of the night. We're going to go into the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Champions the Usos versus the Viking Raiders.
Okay, so Usos got it. I don't like the Usos. I like Viking Raiders. I really do. I love that. I think they're like, they remind me of the Bushwhackers with their entrance. They're fun, you know, and they remind me of like 1990s wrestling, where the outfits were really, really I don't know what the word is, but like
gimmicky.
They're very character based.
Yeah,
with the garb that they wear out to the ring, like you said, I've said that before with the Bushwhackers too. It's just instead of this way,
yeah.
this way. So that's they very much fit the mold of what WWE is trying to do in today's climate for them.
I think a lot of people are sad because they believe that they're jobbers, right? But I'm like, they're on TV every week. Every time I watch SmackDown, they are on TV. So they are superstars right now. You know what I mean? I never watched NXT when they were on NXT. I heard that compared to when they were on NXT right now, what they're doing is embarrassing. But I like it.
It's a complete difference from what they were doing in New Japan and like Ring of Honor when they were there as well. You know, they were like that beast tag team, you know, that just defeated everybody, you know, so it's like WWE's kind of softened them a little bit.
Watered down, yeah.
Yeah.
Love the Usos. Still my number one tag. But I think this is where you get the crack in this is where you see the bloodline start to crumble. So I'm going with the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
I'm going with the Viking Raiders as well. Usos been champs too long for me, for my liking.
Oh, you don't like long title reigns?
No.
So they traded singles wins, even though last night the win for the Viking Raiders came in DQ, but they did trade singles wins back and forth. I'm glad the Usos actually get a tag team championship match on a main card and not a kickoff show, which they're pretty much relegated to, which is insane given their performances. I don't see the Usos losing here. As long as Roman has the heavyweight title, they're going to carry it until he's getting ready to drop it. And then, like Jay said, you'll see the cracks where they'll be the first domino to fall before Roman loses his, but not today. The Usos will carry the belts into Mania.
Yeah, I see the Usos carrying the belts into Mania as well. Victor says Usos win. They're not losing the straps until Roman loses. I see them maybe losing first, but...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, next title match, we got the Raw Women's Championship. Champion Becky Lynch versus Lita.
I think this is so dope, first of all. I didn't see Lita coming back. I actually thought she was going to go to AEW. So it's really cool to see that, you know, and obviously she's like an OG in female wrestling. And so like the first kind of like the early days for women wrestling in Saudi Arabia, and she's kicking that off, you know. I think Becky's going to win just because I don't know how long is she's been like 3 years. She's been like winning all her singles match. Is it 3 years or just under 3 years? She's won every single match that she's had a singles match.
Yeah, it's around that. It's around that mark.
2019, whenever she won the 2 belts at WrestleMania.
It hasn't lost since. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that, you know. And then with them, like their attire is not sexy, so it's not gonna be really weird seeing them wearing too much clothes, you know.
especially Lita whenever she tries to wear, something that shows off a little bit more.
You mean the thong's not hanging out?
It might be sewed into the spandex this week.
I'm going with Becky, stat padding.
Becky's gonna win because legends never touch belts in my world. So Becky for the win.
Not sure how long Lita's gonna stick around for, or what she will do after this. To me, I don't see the point in dropping the belt here to Lita, because if you run it right back at Mania, then they're just gonna 50-50 it and give the belt back to Becky. So it's like, is it worth doing? I don't think it's. If Becky's on a 3-year run, she needs to be beaten by somebody that can use the push to beat her to win the belt. And there's plenty of people coming back, a la Asuka and Bayley, even Alexa Bliss, that there's story and history there to make a better championship win for one of those individuals besides Lita. So I'll go Becky with a heel cheat to win.
If we didn't have the Elimination Chamber for the number 1 contendership for the WrestleMania match, I would think that Lita's winning tonight and they're going to run this back at Mania. But when you're already trying to establish a new contender, to me that's saying Becky retains the title and we're moving on. Got a couple comments here. Let's take a look. Victor says Becky wins, so no surprise there. Kind of across the board. So let's go into the Universal Championship match. We have champion Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. I think we got quite a few people here that are going to look forward to this match.
If this match is longer than 3 minutes, I'm turning the pay-per-view off.
Wow.
As Roman said, he needs the Goldberg, and that's it. Roman, I don't. You guys can talk about it the rest. That's all I'm going to say about this match.
I hope it's the main event. Just you got to watch the whole show.
Good, Sophia.
I think this is really weird. The I don't know what the Saudis love Goldberg. Like, what is it, the X factor that they see in him, but then I don't know. I wasn't really watching Goldberg, 20 years ago or whatever it was. I think if Goldberg wins, I know so many people have said they're never gonna watch WWE again. I think it's funny.
They said that when he beat the Fiend in Saudi Arabia too. So people are still watching, but there is precedent for him winning championship belts in Saudi Arabia.
Is this? I don't know if this is true, but is this his last match on his contract?
Supposedly,
yeah.
Yep,
So is he done now?
Yeah.
So he's not if he's booked to win.
There has been talk that he's going to re-sign for one last match at Mania, but that's just a rumor right now.
Go him and Taker.
One of the rumors I heard this week was him and Austin.
I've heard so much rumors this week.
Gosh.
You want to see that man get booed out the building.
Turn this show off.
Right.
Of course,
this is clean sweep for Roman, right? Like we're wasting this our conversation on this match is longer than what the match needs to be.
Of course, Roman gonna win.
Yeah, Roman's gonna win. They just love the nostalgia and the big name.
This is what I'm hoping for, is that we get a winner-take-all, title versus title. For me, I don't want it necessarily be a winner-take-all. I want it to be a unification match for the titles, but I don't know if we're going to go there.
You getting Roman 2 belts.
But who else do they have?
He is in God mode.
Yeah.
He's in God mode.
All right, so last up, we have 2 Elimination Chamber matches for the show. So the first one will go with the women's. The Raw Women's Championship, number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, and Alexa Bliss.
I think, I don't know, but it's either Bianca or Alexa. I think Bianca deserves it because they did her dirty at SummerSlam. So I think, you know what, this is good for her. But then again, she's already so over, and like she is like Stephanie McMahon's favorite right now. So she doesn't really need the win. Regarding that attire, I think the weirdest is gonna be like Rhea, because I'm so used to seeing Rhea like wearing really leather bras, and like that is her look, and so it's just gonna be so weird to see her not that. Like, how is she gonna combine her look in a very modest way? That's what I'm gonna be really interested to see. I think even like Liv, hers is like also very, you know, sexy. Where Nikki, Doudrop, Bianca, they like, I've seen them wearing modest clothing on main American events, but regarding and Alexa, like, is she coming back as Lexi, like, or I don't know, because she's got Lily back now, right? So that's gonna be interesting.
You want to get the standard Raw top at the store.
So Sophia, who do you think? Who
No.
are you going to put your money on?
Bianca or Alexa? I don't know who. I can't. It's one of the two.
Okay.
If I'm going off Raw, Rhea, but my heart says Bianca just to get that rematch back at WrestleMania. Put her over.
I think Bianca's going to win. The money is with her and Becky at Mania.
Jay, I'm with you. You're basing it off Raw. Rhea definitely has all the momentum, and the performance she put on in the Gauntlet match helped to reestablish her in the division as being a top tier player, which she should have been from the get go, and not fluctuate like she has. Bianca, Becky makes most sense to run it back for Mania based off of the history, but we've already seen them fight 3 times last year after SummerSlam, TLC, and what did they fight Survivor Series too? I can't remember.
They don't have chemistry either together. Like, they are annoying.
Yeah,
it's
it's off.
Man. It doesn't work.
So unfortunately, this year I don't see either women's match main eventing either night of WrestleMania. I just don't see that being the case. You can argue for Charlotte and Ronda all you want, but I just don't. That's not going to fill up Jerry's world in Texas based off of just name value alone. So to me, this is just going to be on the card where it is either night. It doesn't really matter. I guess for intrigue and curiosity's sake, I'll go with Alexa Bliss just to see how she comes back, how she interacts with everybody, what she does. The character work, what tweaks does she make to it? If she shies away from everything altogether or what, like I'm probably most intrigued to see that and how she'll interact. And it'll be interesting that her first match back is inside the chamber to play off of that character change and development there from her. But I'll go with her just from a sheer intrigue standpoint.
Yeah, I'm going with Alexa Bliss on this one, just because I think last year, she had that moment that everybody was like, okay, where's this going? And then it just died out. And her character development last year really didn't go much farther than that. So I think, they've been putting a lot of time and effort into her that I think she's going to get her shine at Mania this year. Not sure she's going to win the title at Mania. Like, haven't got to that point yet, but I'm seeing Becky and Alexa. Victor also thinks Alexa's going to go on to Mania to beat Becky. But before we get into the last match, he posed a question. With WWE announcing that there will be changes and surprises at the Chamber, any thoughts on that? And he said that he hopes that Austin Theory gets replaced with Cody. Not sure we're going to go that route, but
like what as like this has been going around all week, and it's been everywhere that you could possibly see a possible report, rumor, and innuendo wise. But honestly, like what could they possibly do that would like give you oh shit, like shock and awe type moment in Saudi Arabia. Like if it was here in the States, I could see something being more plausible to the fact that we would get swerve, surprises, shakeups. But the fact that they had to travel all the way over there, I just don't see how or what you can do to possibly shake things up to the point where everybody's going to be on Twitter as soon as it happens going, oh shit, did you see this? Like, I can't really think of anything.
I don't know, but with the money.
With Mustafa Ali.
Well, I mean, that's not... I don't even know if Mustafa's on Raw or SmackDown, so
he's not doing nothing.
No.
But
right. I mean, Mansoor's not even there allegedly, and that's the biggest star of the Saudi show, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not even there. So
Beer's coming.
you throw him in the chamber.
Yeah, maybe Beer's gonna show up.
Since Beer's coming.
He said Beer's coming.
Yeah, I really can't see anything to where we're all gonna be on the Twitter timeline as this is going live. Like, oh my god, did you see this? Or holy shit, they did this. I just don't see it. And when's the last time WWE did that?
AJ.
Yeah.
Maybe
AJ at the
Brock
Rumble.
coming back, like at the end of SummerSlam, like.
Oh yeah, I'll give Donald AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Real shock.
Yeah, and did you hear that the stuff that came out about that this week from interview that AJ did?
Mm-mm.
Vince didn't even want to put him in the Rumble. He saw nothing in him.
No, AJ said that before. Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
there goes your Jay. There goes your awesome talent evaluator right there. Saw nothing in AJ Styles.
Well, he told him that, I think, after his first or second match in the company, he goes, I got a bunch of guys that can do the same shit that you're doing out there. He goes,
where's his guy at? His guy's in God mode.
Oh man.
All right, so let's get into it. WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. Champions Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, Seth freaking Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, and AJ Styles.
I think Brock's got it 100% just because it's a lead up to WrestleMania. But if I had to choose who I want to win, I would say Bobby Lashley. I think he's so dope. And I love the run that he had with Brock. And I hate Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns. I don't like seeing that version of him. I like him as the confident advocate and like he talks a lot. And I love that. But yeah, so I think Brock's got it because it's leading up to WrestleMania. But if I had to choose who I want to win, it would be Bobby.
We love the wise man here. I'm going with Lashley. I don't know. They'll still find a way to get Brock somewhere in a picture somewhere. I'm going with Lashley.
Well, no matter what, he's going to face Roman at WrestleMania. So
yeah, just because of that, Brock is facing Roman. He's not winning this match at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say Lashley. I would like to see Austin Theory though, push that young talent, but that's something the company can't do. So we're going with Lashley.
You want to give it to him?
You're going to put title on it right now.
Riddle's going to come out on a camel.
What the hell? Why not? Rey Mysterio had the title at one point. So.
You just said fuck it.
That's exactly what he just said with that. You got to give him a little bit more build, Donald. You can be in the office with Vince McMahon for a couple months, but that don't mean you just automatically get the belt on you. If you want to go shock and awe and create some reaction, Riddle would make sense in this match as a shock type deal.
You just said fuck it too.
I'm just looking at the names, trying to think of something that's way outside the box. Riddle in all honesty, Riddle for me, I think could have a title reign. Don't know how long it would be. Don't you know what I mean? I don't see him as the face of, like, he's not the face like a Roman would be, or even a Seth, but I think Riddle is talented enough to be a world champion if you want to go that route and tell the right story. I think it can be done with him. Everything that I saw this past week stated that they have huge plans for Bobby Lashley over the next year and a half to really make him a guy. Which I think he should be and should have been whenever he was in the company 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. However, if they're going that route with Bobby, I'm all for it. Hands down, I'm in for it. Fan favorite wise, put the belt on AJ. The man only got a couple years left. He's a draw. He can work heel. He can work baby. He's still arguably one of the best talents in the world, and he's been out of the title picture for way too long, given what he's done.
He's in it right now.
Stuff. Don't start with
you don't started already. We got a guess on. We can't do that.
when she drops off in about 10 minutes, yeah, we can go at it. We're gonna keep it cordial for Sophia's. I'll go Lashley. Chalk. Brock's gonna face Roman regardless. I don't think they'll do the unification. And winner take all doesn't make much sense, given that Brock's a part-timer and Roman's not doing double duty because he's in God mode and just doesn't want to do double duty.
Get that Triple H exempt.
Triple H doesn't work Tuesdays. If they go unification, I'm taking Brock. If they're keeping the titles the way they are, keeping the brand split and everything, I don't want to see Lashley drop the title. It doesn't make sense that he just got it back and then to drop it already this quickly.
But everyone said that about Big E, by the way. Same thing.
So Rey Mysterio just beat the Miz, and he in his ring gear he looks like Judo Man from Peacemaker.
Why am I not watching it?
That's fitting.
Yeah. So Dominic's just speared Miz and took him down, and
so they were the kickoff.
They were the kickoff, yeah.
Okay.
So there's your continuation right there.
Yep. So for everybody that picked Rey Mysterio, congratulations! You guys are 1-0 on the predictions for the card.
No way! So wow.
Oh, 6619. I don't even know if that's possible, but they did it.
All right. Victor says he thinks Brock wins and Brock at Roman at Mania. I mean, yeah, we're getting in no matter what. So, see. Anybody else got anything for Elimination Chamber? Anything you didn't cover or that you thought of after the prediction?
No, let's jump to Cody real quick. Or guest leaves.
So before Sophia got to head out, just let us know whenever it's time.
I'll go in like 10 minutes. What do I think about Cody? So, do you know, I have a question, right? For you guys, which I think is probably the one question. Like, if you get a job at the WWE, if they give you $4 million a year, right? But they're not using you, but you're getting paid $4 million. Can you really complain? Or $3 million, for example?
Not at all.
So
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Nakamura's not getting $4 million.
And then the rest is still superstars. But like, if they're not getting TV time, but you're still getting paid, can you complain?
I love it.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That's like the backup quarterback.
I love it.
I guess it depends on your career goals too.
Like
where you see yourself. Like,
okay.
if getting a title is the most important thing to you, and you're just never going to get it, I can understand, wanting to move on somewhere else and trying to be the person in another company. But
if you're like an older guy, like say Bobby Roode, I'd be happy where I'm at. I'm on the show every week. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm getting paid, entertaining fans.
There's so much mystery and innuendo and suggestion, and who knows what's real and what's not real. I mean, that I read a report this morning that Cody had a clause in his contract, just like the Bucks and Kenny, where Tony could have exercised it, gave him a raise, and he, would have resigned for another year or two. But I guess Cody countered that and wanted somewhere around the range of $3 million per year, which for a strictly on-screen talent, that may be a little steep. But Cody was so much more. Does the $3 million offset based off of everything he did backstage and behind the scenes, to where $3 million may have been a justified ask based off of that.
Absolutely.
Your TV shows bringing in added ass.
Especially where they have the money. It's not a startup where they're just coming up and relying on investors and whatnot. These people have money. Like they have money.
That's
You're on the budget now.
They don't.
Sophia, that's funny you bring that up, because the other thing I saw this morning was that AEW has budget issues and troubles right now, and that they're waiting for 2024 for the new TV contract, which who knows if that's true or not, considering that they're still continuing to sign new talent and everything else.
Every friggin' week.
Honestly, with this story, we can speculate all we want, but until it's definitive, hey, Cody's here in WWE, it's a pie in the sky scenario. We can say anything we want for him, right? I saw a lot of people, they're going to give him NXT and he can take and run NXT. And,
I think that would be
do
good.
That. And it's like to carry on Dusty's legacy. And it's like, okay, I mean, Cody has said he's not going to be a guy that wrestles forever. He has other goals, aspirations. I think 35, 40 was like his max as far as he wants to be in the ring wrestling. He's 33 now. I don't know.
I think WWE obviously is a bigger platform, so he can use it to funnel audience to whatever other shows that he's got going on. You know what I mean?
And now, what do you do with Roads to the Top season 2 that's already filmed?
It's on USA.
But it's a TNT.
It's the TNT network.
I don't want to see Brandi join WWE. I don't think she has any place as a female wrestler there. She could be general manager for somebody coming up, or at NXT. I love the NXT brand, so I want to see it do well.
And she's not pegged to come with him if he goes to WWE, from everything that I saw. And again, read into it what you want, but if he does go back, she would not be going back with him, unless that's complete bullshit like everything else we see. Who knows? So, all right,
Paige Brandi fight.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Sophia. Go ahead, Chris.
No, good.
No, I was just gonna give her flowers, thank her for coming on, and then let her plug her stuff before she drops out of here.
Okay, so what's up, everyone? My name is Sophia. I'm a Twitch streamer. You can find me on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Sophia. It's literally that simple. Follow me on IG, Sophia's Vocal, right here, like that. And Twitter. We host Twitter Spaces. We discuss, recap weekly wrestling. So not just WWE, other promotions. I don't watch the indies, but I like to understand what's going on, and like people come in the rooms and educate me. I never knew what MLW was, and obviously I'm not in America, so I don't know a lot of the indie companies as well. So it's good to learn what's going on. And then you see these people go on to be on WWE much later on in their career. So it's pretty cool. So you can catch us on Twitter every Tuesday at 10 p.m. GMT, or if you're in America,
5 p.m. Eastern.
And I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much for having
me. Thanks for coming on.
You
obviously made the show way better looking. We greatly appreciate that.
Wait a minute, I'm here every Saturday.
No.
Are you saying I'm not a good-looking guy?
No. Listen, we're all trash. Okay, you just haven't admitted it yet.
Thank you so much.
No, thanks.
Enjoy Elimination Chamber.
We'll
bring you back on again.
We'll
do something else a little bit more in depth when we have time to go over
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thanks.
All right. So we started talking about Cody. Anybody have anything else talking about Cody before we move on?
So you destroyed Triple H's vision and
hand it over to Cody.
I just want to see that blow off. I just want to see that somewhere.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, so
It's
look,
not,
but,
I want
so
to see
look,
that.
we can roll with the fantasy. Let's take it to the 12th degree with it, right? Vince comes in. You lost the AEW. You lost the Wednesday Night Wars. We're gonna strip everything down. There's going to be no resemblance of your fingerprints on any of this. Oh, hey, we're bringing Cody Rhodes back in. He's running NXT 2.0 now in his eyes and his vision. Triple H then has the All Elite graphic pop up, and he goes to AEW, and he runs the backstage, and him and Tony Khan, take it to Vince. Like, this is what people are saying is going to happen in real life, and it's like, come on, man.
just like just like with the whole Shane thing. Shane's gone. Shane's all elite. It's like Shane is not going to be all elite.
I told Jason Cody's just coming back because Cena's not there to bury talent and Triple H ain't there to bury talent, so they need somebody else.
But look,
Vince is still there to bury talent.
In all seriousness, right? From what I've read and looked into and everything else, what I deem to be the reason as to why Cody actually left, right? Basically, what I feel, how it just boiled down to, he wanted to book and run a promotion, and Tony Khan took that away from him, as well as the Bucks and Kenny, to where it was, you still got to report to me. I make final say so, yay or nay. I decide who I want to sign, who I don't want to sign. I decide who I want to push, who I don't want to push. If you look at Cody's time in AEW, the man's created a ton of stars. And I mean, Sammy, Darby, Brody Lee, right? He got Eddie Kingston, Ricky Starks. That was all part of the TNT Open Challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for those of the Cody haters, Cody, all he does is win and he never puts nobody over. Just listed 5 guys that he put over. Hell, Wardlow's first match inside the cage.
Yeah,
like he did.
Cody was a big factor in bringing Wardlow.
He might have given more than any other talent in the company. You won't say that going based off his win-loss record, but if you actually look at what he did, the man gave more than just about anybody else that's in the company to get it off the ground and running.
Your point that you brought up about him, wanting to do a lot of the booking and build up the talent, that's my whole thing. I'd be surprised if he does show up in WWE. If he does, cool. If you're getting the money and that's all that's important to you right now, just to wind down your career, cool. But I think if he would go somewhere else, and there's so many other companies out there that he could join at this point, or even start up a new one right now.
On his new vision.
Yeah, I think that's where I'd go. I'd go somewhere that I can do what I want to do, because he already knows, that he didn't like the company's direction in WWE the last time. So are they really going to change their mind now? And if he doesn't like being booked by Tony Khan too, that he won more freedom. Yeah.
If he's coming back into WWE, listen, I know Vince doesn't give creative control to anybody, right? But if he's coming back in with the Hogan clause, where I get say in my booking.
Mm-hmm.
And
but is he there? Is he on that level?
Honestly, I think given everything he did outside of the company, establishing his name, building his brand, basically starting the forbidden door, going from company to company to company, getting over in each and every single company he went to, starting a rival promotion that got national TV deal outside of WCW in the last 22 years. I think Vince would be okay, whatever that percentage is or how they're going to work it out. I think given everything that Cody's done outside, coming back in, Vince may give a little bit in this scenario to him specifically.
And he will bring eyes. He's bringing eyes too.
I'd do that and leave. Go WWE for a brief contract.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like 6 month run or something.
Then start doing something. Yep.
Now, Chris, you brought up the ROH thing. I did see something where
That was Jason.
Jason, you brought that up.
0 credit. God.
Where I guess there's been rumors that Tony Khan bought ROH and Cody is leaving to go do Ring of Honor as a separate company, obviously not tied to AEW, but that new vision and everything else, because it was, people are so reading so much into like the word for word and the releases and everything else. It's just like, I honestly think this is a guy that had a vision, had a dream, and Kenny Omega said it best. Wait, hold on, I want to get the exact quote.
While you're looking that up, that was one of the things. That's what I said at the beginning of the year. What I wanted to see happen this year. I wanted to see AEW purchase Ring of Honor, mostly for the video library, but also to be their developmental. So if they would do something like that, I'd be all for it. If Cody would be the one to take the ball and run with it,
like their NXT.
Yeah. Because they already have the Nightmare Factory, and it's just like it just makes sense to build that up.
So Kenny said, when this thing AEW first started, the most passionate person of our revolution, the most passionate person of creating the us versus them mentality was Cody. It was strange for him to just choose to up and walk away. So you can take that for what it is there, but I mean, he was the antithesis of WWE. That's why AEW worked as well as it did when it started. Mm-hmm. It was the us versus them. It was that vision. It was, we're going differently. We want to create a different vibe and feel. And if you look for when AEW started to whenever Tony Khan took over the booking, you can see the shift in the product. And you can see when the change actually happened. Right or wrong, who knows? According to the Wrestling Observer Awards, Tony Khan's the greatest booker in the last 30 years.
The winner again,
he's won it 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just there's a lot to go on with this. Obviously, a lot to unfold. So. There will be way more conversations on this show and others, obviously, discussing this as it plays out. I just think everybody's running off into 9,000 different branches. Like this is not the multiverse of pro wrestling. Okay, as much as you guys want it to be, I don't think this is what this means. But
what do I say? Let the shit play out.
And in this scenario, absolutely correct.
Yeah,
yes, you need to let it play out.
And the one thing that I need to stop seeing from AEW and Tony Khan is I got a huge announcement coming. It's like every other week there's a new
every week there's something.
It's like don't hype me up for anything. Just if you got something, just deliver it.
Yeah,
and let me be surprised.
Yeah, we'll see how all that plays out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I have to bow out because I have to take my wife to go get her car from the dealership.
Man, come in late, leave early. Shit.
Talk about
coming in late was not my fault. Technology aspect of things. There was an update on my computer and stuff got reset to defaults and it changed all my audio and everything else. So once I was able to find the advanced settings and switch all that shit back over, it actually worked. And
thanks
the
for tuning
dealership,
in, Steve. You got anything to plug before you head out today?
I'll if I get back and yins are still ongoing, I'll jump back on. But
okay.
Other than that, I'll send over my drink of the week review at some point in time. Maybe I'll do a separate one by myself, and whatnot. But yeah, and the dealership is only open for another hour because of. Yeah, we're not going to go into.
You want to send me your quote of the week?
Yeah, I'll text that over to you so you can read that off at the end of the show. and then One Gotta Go. I'll chime in next week on One Gotta Go. So,
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll holler at Jens. I might pull it up in the car and listen along and have her type shit out for me while I'm driving. So
Sounds good.
all right.
Still don't lie to you. He's going to watch Elimination Chamber. All right. So I think the next one that we'll go into is the rumor is that Stone Cold Steve Austin's returning at WrestleMania.
Man, can't anybody just stay retired? This is the man who claims that I never had the itch. And I hope he does not come back. I really hope.
I hope, but not for a match.
Yeah.
Just give me like a little moment with KO. Take your stunner back. That'd be it. Defend Texas. That'd be it.
Yeah. What does everybody want to hear from Stone Cold? The entrance music, see the middle finger, a stunner, and beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, that's all you're looking for. So yeah, but do you need that in a match? Like, yeah, he could come out and do that to KO, and it's a moment, whatever, move on. Like, it doesn't need to be a match, And like, he can do the same thing. Like, if they would just make him be a guest referee, for something. It's like
I don't want it to end up like that. What was it, Brock and Goldberg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where it was just the spear and you win.
Yeah.
No, stunner and you win. No.
Yeah, because KO deserves better than that. Yeah. I mean, I think he'd be perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
Stone Cold's coming out. I'm having a match with Stone Cold. I'm getting stunned. It's perfectly okay. But I think in the grand scheme of things, neither man deserves that quick of a match.
Yeah, no.
And Stone Cold is adamant. And he's talked whenever he was doing his podcast. He talked freely that, hey, they wanted me to return. I didn't like what they were giving me, and I told them no. Like, that's even for moments, not even just for matches. He said years ago he doesn't have the itch anymore. Like, he even talked about that with Flair when Flair was still doing it.
Yeah.
And he goes, I lost the itch a long time ago. He goes, I don't ever need to get back in the ring. He goes, coming back on camera, he goes, I'll do any time as long as it makes sense. He goes, I'm just not coming back to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, if the money's there, I wouldn't blame them, to come back. If they're just going to throw a shitload of money at him just to do it. But I don't need it.
But do you really need to see a moment from him? Like, do you need to see him at all?
Yeah.
It's more, I think, more because of it being in Texas. I mean, he was there when we went to Dallas.
Yeah. Again, like, how many times are you going to do that? So every time you go do a Mania in Texas,
come on.
Come back.
You hear the glass break. You mark out.
You got to come back.
You mark out. You hear the glass break. And you're like,
I mean, that's in person. That's different. That's in person. But it's like, how many times do you need to come back for him, the glass to hit, the stunner, and that stuff? I mean, come on.
But the thing is, he hasn't been there. When was the last time? Was 316 day?
Yeah,
I think so.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good time off. You can come back for another moment and then bounce again. Just a moment.
Because he did. I mean, he came back for Raw 25. Mm-hmm. We're just about to Raw 30. That'll be in January. So, he'll probably show up for that. Because that means something.
As long as it's not a brother. I'm here for
that too. Man, you were getting that until the end.
you might get Hogan Goldberg too.
I'm surprised he's not pushing Peacock.
You get that to the end.
But, okay, so we'll see what happens if he does come back or what goes on with the whole KO thing. But one of the other rumors that I saw is that, Goldberg's talking about one more match, and he's pushing for Stone Cold if Stone Cold's coming back.
No.
And that's a definite no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a definite no.
I mean, I don't.
How dare you disrespect me if I was Stone Cold?
I know.
Who are you?
I don't need Stone Cold number one because of his age.
Yes.
He's up there. He doesn't need to be doing this. And between all his injuries that he has, I don't know where he's at, like what he's had repaired since he's been done.
Yeah,
so he could
his
be
rotator cuff, his neck still, and everything.
The rotator cuff was from Dallas. He went in bad, and it got worse for what he did. His neck, his knees were always bad.
Yep.
You don't need to look how bad Goldberg's been.
Yes, Goldberg.
Like, you don't need Goldberg going in and screwing you up.
Yeah.
Because accidents happen. and
Yep.
he's proof of that in a match.
Spear the wrong way, and you gonna pull him up for a jackhammer?
No.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Dead weight too.
Yeah. Mhm. No, again, these legends don't need to be on.
No.
They
But
don't need to be on.
this is all they're doing. They would rather. They don't want to create stars. You know, they don't want to create the stars of tomorrow, but they'll go back to the yesteryear and throw the money at them.
Come on, don't put Stone Cold in that category.
He is in that category.
It is.
They're going for the moment. They're not going for when
What
Stone
was
Cold wrestled and took somebody's spot.
WWE.
Goldberg, yes.
Goldberg did it.
Goldberg, no.
Goldberg did it.
No.
Goldberg, yes. No, don't put Stone Cold.
But part of it too was because he
Rock
couldn't.
did it.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you want The Rock back if he comes? You know, you still don't consider Rock a legend. He's part-time to you. He's still part-time. Man ain't been here in years, but he's part-time.
Doesn't even show for his 25th anniversary. He's part time.
Rock should have been at the Super Bowl.
That still baffles me. The owner of the
Why?
XFL is kicking off the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Because
just because
LA.
of his XFL?
Yeah, that's the only reason. Like, I'm cool with
that's
him
what
doing it.
Because I mean, he just did the San Fran's last Super Bowl. He just did the intro.
He does everything.
You know,
The man continues to make money.
Ving Rhames did the Super Bowl.
That's what I was shocked with him because
Kurt Russell did the
because
Super
he
Bowl
was
intro.
because he was XFL.
XFL,
You
okay.
know, so I was
That's
like,
the only
wait,
reason
I
I'm
was like,
surprised.
well, like that's weird.
I loved everybody. Like, the forbidden door's been open in the NFL. Yeah, that's the only reason. I was cool with it, but that's the only reason. So let's go to another legend. This week, WWE announced that The Undertaker is going to be going into the Hall of Fame. So
I mean, that's not surprising.
yeah, I don't think any of us are going to complain about it, or surprised by it.
No.
Did you see the video package?
I didn't watch that. No, I didn't watch SmackDown last night.
The only issue I would have if he comes down at Mania and have a match.
That was a good ass video package.
Were you the one that? Were you the one that said, are they inducting him in the Hall of Fame now?
No.
I saw someone say that. I couldn't remember if it was you or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question. It'll be two questions to answer. First, do you think that he should go in solo and he be the only Hall of Famer, especially since they're doing it right after SmackDown this year? So it's it's not like it's getting its own thing. And then two, who do you think should induct him in?
One, no, because you haven't done it before. And honestly, I think he should be on a bigger stage. Just because it's him. Like, he should get that. If you gave him his own night, people would come to see.
Mm-hmm.
And who should induct him in? Kane.
I agree.
No, he shouldn't be solo at all. Just like Jason said, he shouldn't do that. They never did it for anybody bigger, in status before. And who should induct him? I think Vince should, just because he's been his right hand man for his whole career.
Has Vince ever inducted anybody?
Stone Cold.
Oh, he did?
I was like, yeah, so why not Vince?
Yeah.
Those are the two that I've seen. So they actually, technically, they did induct someone solo before. Was Andre. That he kicked off the Hall of Fame, and the first year was only Andre.
Okay.
Wasn't really a Hall of Fame. It was just a video pack that they aired on TV. But so they could go that route. I think that it wouldn't be just specifically solo. I think they might still do like the Warrior Award or something else in there with it. But this could even be the year, and who knows, that they would. Batista still needs to get his induction. They announced him, and he just hasn't officially been put in yet because last year he didn't want to do it because there was no crowd.
Well, the way things are going, he's not gonna be nobody's headline.
Yeah,
coming soon, because Rock next year maybe.
Oh, he's still active, remember?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he would make sense next year being in Hollywood.
Who, Rock?
Yeah.
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 And Batista also, because he's Hollywood.
Yeah,
He is Hollywood
That's a
through and
good
through. He is.
Cena too. Just get the whole.
yeah.
Cena's still on the active roster.
Yeah, I think because I don't want to see another like 3-hour Hall of Fame just because of how they're positioning it. So I'd rather see a smaller class this year.
Yeah,
So
I don't. They usually do like 5, 6, 5.
Usually do like a woman. Usually do the Warrior Award, maybe a tag team, and then
Don't you get a legacy too?
The celebrity, yeah.
The celebrity. I forgot about
The celebrity.
We don't need a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville goes in. We don't need a celebrity.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So it's like 6 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if they would just go simple this year, just for the whole layout, I'd be okay with that. For me, the number one pick that can't happen would be Paul Bearer. So because that can't happen, to me, I default to Kane. Just because he had the most interaction with Undertaker. Yeah, he's wrestled a lot of people over the years and has a lot of friends in the business too. So there could be anybody in there. I don't know. I mean, it probably won't happen now, but Shane and the Undertaker are extremely close. They talked about that on Undertaker's documentary, how close that they are. So I mean, that could even be a possibility. But for me, I'd rather go Kane, and then if not Kane, I'd go Vince. Because outside of Stone Cold, who's meant more to the WWE than the Undertaker?
I don't want an emotion, Vince. I don't want to see Vince show emotion.
You want him to keep kayfabe.
and that's possible because in that documentary, Vince almost got emotional talking about what he meant. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but you're talking about the person,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with him being emotional and all that stuff.
Yeah. Vince isn't okay with that though. Okay. So moving on, we have a lot of new shows. I don't know if you guys watched Level Up last night. NXT Level Up debuted.
I missed it.
It wasn't bad. It was. I was really surprised. It was only a half hour. I was just like, it got the last match. I was like, wait. I think this was advertised as the main event, and they wrestled, and then they gave like the off, and I was like, wow. I was like, I don't know.
Who was the main event?
Kushida, and what was the kid's name?
Okay,
what the kid's name was, but good main event. Women had a tag match in the middle. That was my favorite match of the night. It was the chick from Diamond Mine.
Were you tweeting last night? Or
I was, yeah.
That was you. Okay, I seen the tweets. They love her on 2.0.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't been watching 2.0 the past few weeks.
Oh man, they love her.
Oh my god, that crowd with her.
She went up with she was up against Kaylee Ray.
Okay.
Is it Kaylee Ray?
Yeah, it would be her.
Yeah, it was Kaylee Ray, and I mean she got the win, but they were just as much for her as they were for Kaylee Ray. More for her.
I mean,
like even when Diamond Mine was the heel, she was the face of the group towards with the fans.
If she's not your next or the next after that champion, I'll be surprised for how into the fans are. I mean, so they're positioning them right now for the Dusty Cup, which is supposed to start this week, I believe. And so you're going to see that go on. If you don't have, I don't know all the teams in it, but right now, based off of the crowd reaction, she's someone I'd be putting at least close towards the end.
I think they got Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai is going to be a team.
Okay.
Cora Jade and Gonzalez. You have Portia and Indy, and then you have Io's looking for a partner. So it may just be the four tags again.
And the Women's Cup was delayed because they didn't have enough talent. They said, they've been trying to figure out the women.
I mean, they have the talent; they just don't have the teams to.
Yeah. So, I think they needed a little bit more time to establish who they were going to put in there and how they were going to put them in. So,
you figure who was in it last? Gigi and who did she tag with last year? Was it Cora?
Could have been.
How many tag teams
did you name? name 4.
4. So it'll probably be those 4.
If you do that, just something
That's
simple.
good, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
At this point, do a match next week, do a match the following week, and then do the finals at Stand and Deliver.
Mhm.
You know, do a few weeks of building up for the final, and I'd
Like
be okay with that.
Yeah, Gigi and Corey in the last year, and look where they're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably get more than the 4, but
Mhm.
you know, but yeah, no,
Did you watch any of the men's?
I did. Honestly, I know you had mentioned before that there was a lot of good tag matches out of the Dusty Cup. I'm not big on the Dusty Cup. I watched the first year, but after that it just it became a time for me, kind of like in New Japan whenever they do the G1 Climax.
Mhm.
Like that's my break from New Japan a lot of time.
Mhm.
And that's the way the Dusty Cup has been for me for a while now. That's
Okay.
my NXT break usually. Just because they would put so much focus on those tag matches, and it's like, yeah, you get some good matches out of it, but
This year it was good because they broke it up. I remember last year they did them. Was it last year they did them together? Yeah, last year they did them together. It was just like too much.
Yeah,
tag team wrestling.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
good. Right.
Good. So yeah, I will say Level Up last night did make me kind of want to tune into NXT a little bit again, because it's like, all right, I was like, it looks like they're going to use the same talent, because I thought maybe they were going to use talent that wasn't put on. So it's kind of like Dynamite and Rampage.
Yeah.
And that it seems like I thought they were just going to use some younger talent that hasn't been put on. That's why I kind of wanted to watch it. But Harlan wrestled first. He had a quick match. The women, and then Kushida. That was it.
Okay.
So quick, hard hitting, and I put on there. It was to the point.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. There wasn't anything extra in there. There wasn't any backstage segments. You know, it kicked off with the announcers. There was a new guy, and Nigel McGuinness. Those are the announcers for Level Up. I was like, cool. It's like, I like someone new being put in there. You know, Nigel, is the veteran that can help him out.
Yeah.
And the talent. I mean, I'd say if it stays a half hour, I could probably, I don't know if I'll watch it every Friday live.
Yeah.
But it's something that I might continue with each week.
But that's streaming on Peacock, right?
Streaming on Peacock, yeah. And it's streamed live on Peacock at 10. So it's like I went on and clicked it, and like the minute before, and it was like, oh, did that thing, like your stream will be starting soon, and all that kind of stuff. But it's probably on demand now, and whenever you watch it. This week, WWE also announced the return of Saturday night's main event. Right now, it hasn't been announced that it's going to be on TV. This could be a Peacock thing. They have it advertised for 2 Saturdays in April, the last 2 Saturdays. So it looks like it's going to be probably like a live event. Just
I've seen them saying a premium live event.
I mean like a house show. It's probably going to be like something they had built for a house show and then just turned into that. Honestly, whenever it first came out that Saturday night's main event was returning, I was like, well, here we go. I was like, this is your stop before WrestleMania, because that's the way it was always set up. It was a build up to Mania. I was like, they got to do something else. And because I heard April, and then end up seeing that it was late in the month. I was like, okay. I was like, this is different. I was like, they haven't announced that it is for anything yet, like on Peacock. So it could even just be a test to see if it's something they want to bring back or what. But thoughts on another show?
I'll pass. If the Mega Powers ain't exploded on Saturday Night Live, Saturday night, I don't care. Again, like we said, there's so much wrestling out there. This is just another thing to watch.
Could be another,
And this is something this is what their 4th incarnation of Saturday Night's main event, because the original was 80s with on NBC. They brought it back and put it on Fox, in the early 90s, and it just didn't go over well on Fox for whatever reason. They brought it back early 2000s, and it was brought back more for a WrestleMania and a SummerSlam build-up on the road. And it got over originally, but died off pretty quickly after that. And then here we are again. I mean, I don't know.
That doesn't need it.
No. It's already so heavy. with product. I don't know if they would want to do this in place of a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I might be okay with that, but because I guess it is like Saturday Night's Main Event could almost be now like an in your house was, and if you got rid of some of the pay-per-view, like the premium live events now, if you got rid of some of them and they're all on Peacock anyways, you just put this on a Saturday night instead. Like if you got rid of Hell in a Cell or something like that. No, that's not going to happen. The last thing that I got is this week EC3 and Braun Strowman announced that they're creating their own promotion called Control Your Narrative, CYN. Supposedly a TV deal announcement is going to be imminent. Not sure where that's going yet. Thoughts on another promotion on the landscape?
What kind of TV deal? Because I still can't get Impact. What?
I don't know.
If it comes on TV, I'll watch the first episode just to see what it is, but it'll probably be left out like everything is in my life right now. So
I've seen this little mission statement, and it was like not having billionaires with toys and all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, I know you're taking shots at both, but you have AEW talent.
I think that's him kind of being his character too in that mission statement. Just off of what he does. Have either of you like watched any of his matches and stuff that he's put on?
I had zero interest in the guy throughout.
See, I like EC3.
He did nothing for me.
I did tune into a couple of the early ones. I forget who he even wrestled, but it was okay.
I didn't know he wrestled. I thought it was just all vignettes.
A lot of it was, but they did cinematic matches, and that was kind of like what he put on. It's like, and me in cinematic matches.
Yeah.
So it didn't really do a lot for me. It's different. I'll give them that. And they showed up at the last Ring of Honor event in December. Braun Strowman's now Titan, I think, and a couple of the other guys that they had with them. So it's guys that got released and are trying to change their character up and try to show off like who they really are. And they're coming off like as a heel group more than anything because, it's like they're trying to be different. But I don't know. If it's going to be more cinematic style, it's not for me. And I don't know if I'll really be into it. If it's actually like an indie promotion, we'll see how it turns out. I'll probably give it a couple passes and see how it turns. If it's cinematic, I'll probably watch one and be done. If it's different, I'll give
Masters.
I probably won't even like it as a promotion. It's more like of a stable thing if they just go around to different promotions like Forbidden Door stuff and just go to everything and just do what they need to do. That sounds like more type of a thing than making their own promotion.
Yeah.
It's like everybody making their own promotion is like Hall of Fames in sports and everything. Like there's one on every corner now.
Very true. Yeah, I don't know. There's too much wrestling, I think.
Yes.
It's at this point, I think we haven't seen anybody fail yet. Like actually shut down, fail. And I thought we were going to see that due to the pandemic. And we didn't see that. People are still coming out. I don't know. I need people to merge together or something. I don't know. Because
if you did that, and like you said, they go to other promotions. If you did that and went around and highlighted other promotions, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're going here for like a week or two. You're a week or two, highlight the promotion, get eyes on them, show you talent elsewhere, go elsewhere, highlight the promotion.
Territory.
Yeah. If you did that and gave them their shine, like, hey, where we're at, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
And that's kind of what he was doing after he got released. After his 90 days were up, he went to Impact and fought Moose. Kind of did that whole like, I'm reclaiming what was taken from me in a way. He went to Ring of Honor. I know he was trying to go to AEW, it just never worked out, I don't think. And so he was going to other promotions, and I did like that, and it was kind of like he did that before Zack Ryder did it, I think. And it's like, and now you see Matt.
But I feel like
Cardona
that
and
there
everybody.
is putting yourself over,
Yeah.
trying to get yourself over. This would be trying to
highlight the promotion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. Anybody have anything else for wrestling?
Shows were meh.
I
heard little boos for Braun Breaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe that's because they love Delgado so much down there.
Okay.
But I was like, please don't let this be a start in this case situation.
Already.
I think Roman already. Romanesque.
If they're tired of him already, I think
I see some thumbs down in the crowd. I'm like, but I was just thinking it was more. They love Delgado so much. It
doesn't matter who.
Sure. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? Could you see if there is a turn happening? Like if the fans are turning on him, do you see maybe Vince pulling him out quicker to put on the main roster? Yeah. I think he's going to be put on the main roster not long after Mania. I don't know when. I don't know if it's like the night after, but I could see him showing up soon.
If you put a strap on Delgado, I'm all for it.
Do you put it on him now though? After Breaker's already beat him, Delgado.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or LA Knight.
I mean, he hasn't. But are they going to do that to him?
To
LA Knight.
Put the belt on him?
Yeah. I mean, if he hasn't had the belt now, and they're focusing on younger guys.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Like I think it's.
He hasn't been called up already.
Yeah, I think the day of any established talent getting the title in NXT is over. It's all going to be whoever's in their pipeline.
And if you put it on who's the beautiful Bobby? Who's the son? Is it no? Who's the guy everybody hates now? Riley's partner.
I don't watch it, so I don't know.
That was the tall guy.
The tall guy.
Yeah.
I his name.
I know
Von Wagner. You put on Von Wagner, just close the company. Just fold up.
See, this is part of the problem, I think, with NXT. When NXT first started as the developmental brand, and previously like OVW and FCW, they were on TV, but only regionally. So it's like, I think OVW was like Kentucky. I think that's where they were at. And then FCW was on TV in Florida. And that was it. You didn't get it on like a national audience. So they put the titles on people, and no one cared who they put the title on because nobody was watching it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you weren't invested in it. So when they put NXT together, and at first it wasn't on a national TV platform, it just moved that way with the network more than anything. It's like everybody became invested with that, like as a show, and now you care about who the title's on, you know, because who would have wanted Bo Dallas as champion down there? You know, it's like he was so different than anybody else. It's just the typical people that they put it on in developmental. You had Seth, you had Bo, then you had Big E, and then from there it became the network era. So it's like the focus was more on that. So I think we're going to see more people down in NXT being developmental champions again, where it's like you're going to get people like a Von Wagner who, you know, we're really not invested in, but the company might be, and they need to see if he can actually do anything.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anything else?
No.
Time for a beer?
Yeah.
All right.
Chug, 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 chug.
Donald, it's your week. So this week's drink of the week is about a beer that I don't even know how to pronounce. I'm going to let you try it.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. I think it's Allagash, and it's like Crucifix. And it's from a brewery. I don't know the brewery, but it's from Portland, Maine, and it is a 10.2% beer.
That is Curieux.
Curieux. I don't know. Are you French?
No.
That's that proper English right there.
Yeah, it is.
It's Belgian. I'm not a big Belgian person, so I'm interested in seeing how this goes. But it being aged in the bourbon barrels, that's going to provide interesting flavor with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was Belgians and then give us oranges.
Yeah, it's just something I saw whenever we were picking our beers out. It was like, oh, let's try this, because I like to try the exotic stuff. So,
but this fits your flavor profile more than anything too.
Yes, it does. I like Belgians, and with Blue Moon being the wheat ale, that is my favorite of all. So, yeah.
Kind of looks like a lager or like a Blue Moon style Belgian too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Yes, just missing that orange.
So you think that an orange for this Belgian would help too?
I think it would. For me, yes. For my taste.
Jason, I see your face over there.
I'm trying to debate. Like, I don't know, because I'd have another, but it's like if I go to a bar, I'm ordering Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Your shot and talk, landmarks or land sharks, stuff like that. But I really don't like them, but it's what I drink. That's it's the weird part. So
there's not much of a smell to this. Like there's nothing that I'm really smelling that can match the flavor profile once I'm tasting something. It's just no aromatics at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't hate it. I'll say that.
No.
I'm definitely tasting the bourbon barrel.
Said it has subtle notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak in it.
I taste none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a smoothness, so that could be the vanilla or the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
I like that 10.2 then.
Yeah.
Well, that 10.2 gonna hit you. It is.
That bourbon barrel will always do it.
Yes, it does. Yeah, that's a good open chest there punch. So for me, I really like it. I'll give this 3.5.
I'd have another.
Okay. If you were giving this a rating, what would you give it? I know Steve likes to actually only have you do. I'll have another. I'll give you a rating this week.
Damn, if I had to have another, it'd have to be above a 2.5. I'll give it a 3.
I'm on par with you. I think I'm going to go with 3 on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I don't I'll drink Blue Moon, but for most Belgians I don't drink because to me they taste like soap. I don't know why. That's just my flavor palette. This I'm really tasting the bourbon barrel, and like I said, there's a smoothness in there too. Other than that, I'm not really getting a whole lot. So I like what I'm getting. It's an easy drink. Like I could probably chug this for 10.2. I don't want to right now, especially this early in the day, but I don't hate it. I think it's a solid 3 for me. Like I was a little dubious on this one going into it. But.
Whenever I got it, I was like, yeah, it looks weird. Let's get it.
You said dubious. Look at that Allagash bringing out your
La Florence. Got a whole new English going on over there.
All right, anything else? All right, everybody, raise your glasses, whatever you're drinking out of, to good ships and wood ships and ships that sail the sea. But the best ships are friendships, and friends will always be. We're changing it up this week. We're going straight into One Gotta Go after drinking.
No Russian scandal?
We can save all that stuff for next week because the Olympics end tomorrow. So, yeah.
So before we get into this week's One Gotta Go, we're going to cover last week, and it was another close one, but everybody voted that roses gotta go for Valentine's Day gifts.
Wow.
So, candy did not get a lot of votes, so people like giving and getting candy apparently, but jewelry and lingerie were tied right below roses. So,
well, for future reference, okay. No roses.
like I said, give them on February 15th when we're back to normal price. All right, Donald, this is your week. What the hell? Sorry about that.
Wow.
Technical difficulties.
Mhm.
There we go. All right, Dom, go ahead.
All right, so I'm trying to get on since it's the Valentine's, season still a little bit. I was going to get on the sensitive side of us and everything. So I picked these tearjerker movies, and I got female approval from all of these movies. So I asked my female friends, "What you think are tearjerker movies?"
And they said Titanic.
And they flooded in, and these were the 4.
You said flooded.
Flooded.
My man. Beating them off with a stick.
All right.
Yeah, so we have The Notebook, we have Titanic, My Girl, and A Walk to Remember.
You want me to start off and we can work our way down to you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's 2 movies on here that I'll actually go back and rewatch. And number 1 I could watch at any time is My Girl. That's a great movie. Number 2, I enjoyed Titanic. It's a long movie, but I enjoyed it. I actually had it. I don't have it on DVD or anything, but whenever it was on VHS, I would rewatch that a lot. And that was a 2 VHS too.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So that's a long movie.
I was working at Hollywood Video right after high school, like in high school and right after, and The Walk to Remember is kind of whenever that came out. And I watched it. It was a good movie. I like Mandy Moore, so I'll always give her the pass. Is it a movie that I'm gonna rewatch over and over again? No. The one that I do not like on this list is The Notebook. Absolutely hate that movie.
I was about to kick you off the
show. Again, Mandy Moore, she's safe. Yeah, no, The Notebook, not a fan of it at all. Like not even close to where I want to ever rewatch that again.
Okay. A Walk to Remember is in my top 5 movies.
Okay.
Love Mandy Moore. My Girl, I think I actually have. I have video online of me crying to My Girl. Maybe I should go and delete that. Titanic, man, they all die in the end. I've never seen The Notebook, and The Notebook can go, and I will never watch The Notebook. So, future ladies, nope. Don't ask. Never gonna happen.
A Walk to Remember, like Jason, it is in my top 10. It's not my top 5, but it's in my top 10 movies. It's actually number 7 on the list, if you want to be specific about it. There's no Wolfman, man. That movie's just above and beyond, like one of the better tearjerker movies I ever seen. My Girl, that's the OG tearjerker. Could never get rid of that. Titanic and Notebook, I both put them on the same level. Titanic, I really like Titanic more because the soundtrack was fire more than the movie was. And Titanic had to been like the driest movie for like the first 2 hours.
Then it got wet.
The Notebook, I mean, it goes down to like what Jason said before with comedy movies, like you got to live up to the hype. The hype was high for this. I watched it and it was terrible to me. There's no way I'm building a house for a girl who's going to leave me. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I'm going to get mad heat for this, but The Notebook got to go. There was nothing stinging to me, tear jerking, whatever of it all. Notebook was terrible.
And whoever suggested you put Marley on the list, you got to go. You're jerking either.
No animal movies. Those don't count.
There was other movies that I was thinking, like Sister's Keeper. My Sister's Keeper was a really good tearjerker one. And 7 Pounds. Like those two were really, really good.
Unless you put kids' movies on here, they all,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my friends sent a list of Disney tearjerker movies.
Yeah, we don't do that. We want to play that game. Sorry.
What were some of those?
Bambi, of course.
Bambi. Yeah, Bambi was one. I think Toto was another one.
I know Land Before Time's not Disney, but that's
I don't know. I gotta go back and look at it.
Bridge with you.
Yeah.
I didn't cry too much as a kid, so I can name them all.
Toy Story 3, whenever they were in the fire.
Ooh.
Close.
Close. Yeah.
I'm not saying it was a tearjerker, but definitely that's like one of those emotional scenes in it for a cartoon. So.
Yeah.
Steve's
There you
probably
go.
watching this going, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, but I know since we picked the notebook, we're gonna get some heat back for that. I know I'm gonna get some heat for it.
I don't care. Bring me the heat. we could do a watch along with that movie, and I'll tell you all the reasons why it's a bad movie.
I think I'm gonna go watch it. Just no, not going back on my word.
All right, shall we get into final thoughts?
Yep.
Thoughts?
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to episode 74. Before we send things home, just a couple things. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live every week. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DumbMarksPod. And don't forget our audio-only edition of the show is available on demand on all your favorite podcast platforms. Support the show by telling a friend about us and purchasing our official merch at ProWrestlingTees.com/DumbMarksPod. Once again, we want to thank Sophia Vee for joining us today. Make sure you subscribe to her Twitch channel and tune in each Tuesday for our Twitter Spaces as we hear from all of you on the latest wrestling topics. Before we wrap things up, does anybody have anything else that they want to discuss this week?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw in a couple gaming stuff that happened over the week because I know they're going to be, outdated by the time next week. Horizon Forbidden West came out yesterday for PS4, PS5. Everybody's saying it's one of the best games ever made. I mean, they say that about every game, but we'll see. Cyberpunk 2077. Remember that game was all messed up and crashing when it came out last year or 2 years ago. Well, they finally put an update in for the next gen, and they said the game is finally working properly.
It's been in the same spot for 2-3 months.
It's finally working properly. And then the big news was Nintendo, their 3DS and Wii U eShops are being shut down March of next year. Starting April this year, you can't add a credit card no more to add funds to your account. And in August of this year, you can't use their gift cards no more to add funds to your account. So once that is over with, whatever funds you have left, that's what you have left, unless you move up to like the bigger platform like the Switch and all that stuff.
Shut it down in August.
But by next year, it's going to get shut down. They said a lot of Nintendo gamers are mad about it, but they understand that it's,
old platform.
This thing, old platform and everything. So it's unlike how Sony was with
they understand.
with the PS3 and all them getting shut down.
I've never seen gamers mad, but we understand.
Yeah, but that was all the gaming news for this week.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything else. Jason, you got anything?
No. You just got to promise me you won't fall in love with me.
I think that's a safe assumption. All right. I didn't get Steve's quote, so I just pulled something up here. So the quote of the week is going to be, "There's a thin line that separates laughter and pain, comedy and tragedy, and humor and hurt."
So, I think the Joker said that.
Look, I was expecting you to pull out to be the man. You got to beat the man.
That was the quote of the day from a website that I just pulled up. So with that, until next time, take care of one another.